This is KMIR Breaking News.
Good evening. KMIR was first to report a major development in the Pinyon Pines triple murder investigation.
2 suspects are in custody tonight being held without bail in connection with the triple murders in 2006.
We have confirmed that Robert Pape of Cathedral City and Christian Smith of Washington State have been taken into custody. They have been charged with 3 counts of murder in the deaths of 18-year-old Becky Friedley, her mother Vicky Friedley, and Vicky's boyfriend John Hayward. We learned from Smith's attorney this afternoon that Smith was arrested just a few hours ago at the Palm Springs International Airport as he was preparing to board a flight to go back home after testifying yesterday before a grand jury in this case. Now, we don't know the details of where Robert Pape was arrested, but we do know that both are in custody in jail tonight being held without bail.
All day today, we believe a grand jury was hearing testimony in Riverside on this case. Multiple witnesses were called to tell the panel what they know. The Riverside County District Attorney's Office is still refusing to confirm the arrest today or even that a grand jury was called in this case. But I was in Riverside this morning as multiple witnesses converged on the District Attorney's Office.
KMIR was outside the Riverside County District Attorney's Office. Witnesses in the Pinyon Pines triple murder cold case began to arrive to testify before a grand jury. Murder victim Becky Friedley's good friend, Jeannie McDaniels, was the first to arrive. Jeannie came forward to KMIR nearly 9 months ago with information in this case. She says she was never interviewed by law enforcement.
A few weeks before she died, she came to my house very nonchalantly, made comments that he had threatened to kill her, but she didn't take it very seriously and brushed it off. I wish I would have asked her more, but she brushed it off and changed the subject.
Daniela Zermino, Becky's cousin, was also subpoenaed. KMIR reported last September what she knew about the case.
I do know of the specific circumstance that he, when she was working at Denny's the night before the homicide, she had called me about coming in to harass her at work. And Becky was on shift, and the harassment came to a point where somebody in the restaurant, a manager, felt like he needed to be removed, and they'd removed him from the restaurant that night.
Becky's father, Ron, also testified, and so did Javier Garcia Jr. You'll recall it's been alleged Garcia Jr. had information on these murders before it was made public. Garcia Jr. has since hired this man, Eduardo Roy, to represent him in these proceedings. Yesterday, Roy dropped a bomb in the case and released this affidavit to KMIR with never-before-seen information. That document named suspects and detailed how prosecutors say the murders happened. It also laid out a motive for the homicides. KMIR chose not to release this information because it was not authenticated by the District Attorney's Office and could interfere with the grand jury proceedings and arrests of the suspects. The families of the victims tell us they were very upset this information wasn't given to them first in private by the district attorney and instead was leaked by a defense attorney to the media. Roy refuses to answer our questions on how he received the affidavit or to allow us to speak with Javier Garcia Jr.
I took this affidavit into the courthouse today and asked the court clerk for another copy. She said they don't have a copy, and the only way anybody would be able to get their hands on this is through the district attorney.
I asked a spokesman with the district attorney's office how Roy got this affidavit. He responded to us, quote, "It is not this office's policy of practice to provide legal documents related to an ongoing criminal investigation to criminal defense attorneys." Javier Garcia Jr.'s father works for the district attorney's office as a senior investigator. His mother is this woman, former Valley Assemblywoman Bonnie Garcia, who is currently running for state senate. After more than 7 years without justice for the families of the victims, it seems now the case is finally moving forward.
And joining us now in studio are Ron Friedley, the father of Becky Friedley, one of the victims, and Luis Bolaños, private investigator who has been working on this case. Thank you both for joining me tonight. First, Ron, let's start with you. You told me this is the best day of your life.
That's true. Best day in 7.5 years.
How did you find out about the news of these arrests today?
I received a call from Investigator Bodner from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, and he informed me that he was officially notifying the family that 2 arrests had been made, and they were in the process of booking him into the jail at that time.
This has been a long time coming for you. You've had a lot of problems, as you've told me before, in this case, and a lot of radio silence. You haven't heard much information up until recently. So today, did it come as a surprise?
It did. I thought we were going to have to wait until the grand jury had convened, but it seems that they were a little bit ahead.
Great day for you,
It
isn't
is.
it? Lewis, you've been working this case for the past several years. Hard work on this case. What was your reaction to today's arrest?
Very happy, very happy. I'm just glad the family of all the victims have a step toward more closure, although I don't know if they'll ever actually get that, but it's a big step in the right direction.
Who are Christian Smith and Robert Pape? What have you found out about them with your investigations?
Well, I know that they've been in the Valley for quite some time. They went through our school system, at least through our high school system, spent some years here. Have a large social group of friends who are still in the Valley here. They're pretty popular kids back in the day, and we're talking just 7 years ago.
And what was their relation to Becky?
Well, Robert was at one point was Becky's boyfriend at the time, and Christian was a good friend of Robert.
And Ron, I want to ask you this. You've told your other daughters about these arrests today. What were their reactions? I know they've been watching closely.
Very, very happy. They're talking to everybody. I think they're finally going to get some sleep.
All right. And again, no bail for these two men. They are in jail, charged with 3 counts of murder.
That's correct.
Thank you guys again for being here, and I look forward to working with you as the next phase of this goes forward.
Thank you.
KMIR has been leading the way on the coverage of this case. We were the first to report the arrest today, and we continue to bring you exclusive coverage. We are gathering more reaction and information on today's arrest as we speak. Stay with KMIR News on air and online into the evening tonight as this story continues to unfold. Gino, back to you.